Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday. We have a blessed Wednesday today because I am, surrounded by amazing connection. And you guys know Russ is going to be in our show today. But more than anything, let's rock and roll today and learn not only about marketing, but about life in general and how Russ Hedge does it. So let's start. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leyland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work. Oh my God. Okay. First of all, if you all don't know, Dr. Noopy is in the States. Like, I'm sad. I'm happy for her, but I'm sad because I'm selfish. I wanted her to be here and visiting me, but of course not. Guess where she's at right now? She is with Russ, and they are having fun without me. Ooh, ooh. Okay. First of all, I wanted to, before I bring in Russ, I wanted to tell you guys. So, if you guys are confused, like, what do you do exactly, CJ? So, three things in my publicity group. Okay. The first one is whoever is on my Wednesday show, it actually goes to my YouTube channel. I have about almost 7,200 subscribers, 7,106 something subscribers. My goal is to hit 10,000 soon. And hopefully by the end of next year, I'll hit 20, even more, 20,000 subscribers. But anyhow, that's a goal, guys. Okay, we can get there. Remember, April of this year, I had 36 subscribers. 36. That was it. So we're growing, and I'm so glad. And the reason that we're growing, it's because of people in my show. They have their own following. People love our conversation, and so that is Livestream. I have a podcast, a true podcast, which is only audio, and it basically is everywhere. You name it: Listen Notes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, some other places I don't even know that existed. I'm also created top 30 on FeedSpot, Blogspot. It has like hundreds of thousands of people. And also babyboomer.org. I know I'm not a baby boomer, but I'm saying I'm a contributor in there as well as a specialist. And so all that automatically goes in. My website gets maybe 16 to 17,000 views on a daily. So it goes on that as well. So that audio of my live stream, if you have really good audio, this is my advice. I extrapolate that and in about 3 to 4 months, and I put it on the audio podcast only distribution channels. And that is growing in the millions with 80 plus countries and nations. There's 193. That's another goal of mine. That's a lifetime goal. And then 6 continents. I can't get the penguin to listen. So if you know any scientists in Antarctica, let me know so I can hit that 7 continents. Then, okay, get this. My vision last year when I started, August of last year, just hit 1 year. When I started my company, Level Up Academy by Doc Leland, my vision was to be the Netflix of education. That means on TV, but sometimes you dream big and you're like, it's gonna put it in there, it's gonna happen. And I thought it's gonna take me 5 years for sure, right? Guess what? 2 weeks ago I have a TV show, and you can find my TV show here on E360 TV. That is the network that I'm in. So once you download it, so if you have a Roku TV, if you have an Amazon Fire, you have Google Play, you have obviously YouTube, if you have Android, Apple TV, App Store, if you have an iPhone, you can get to see our show on live TV. And the downloads on the network it's growing, but so far last month it was 1.2 million a month downloads. And so that is the third distribution channel, the big distribution channel that I have as a TV show. And thank you, God, so much. I put it out there that my vision of being the Netflix of education is going to happen. And that is education of life. And that's what we have this conversation. So every Thursday is a TV show in this channel, E360 TV. Every Wednesday, it's just going to be on YouTube and also Facebook and LinkedIn. Then every 3 months, it goes to all 25 distribution channels from this one. So I have a lot of distribution channels everywhere. So I do that for my community because I love you guys. But are you guys ready? I hope you're ready because I see Russ. I don't know if he's ready though. Are you ready? You hear some stuff. It's my dog. She thinks she can just rumble on right now in this business. So we'll see. Also, feel free to ask questions. Russ is here for that reason. So make sure you guys ask questions and things like that. Okay. I will go ahead and come on over. All right, Russ, are you ready? I hope. Okay, are you ready? Yes. literally oh my gosh. I'm like, do you like that? We literally I couldn't hear anything. And then Ross just went away and I went away, but are you guys ready for us? Yes, yes. Ross is like, yes, I'm ready. I've been waiting. It's been a long time.
Woohoo! Here I am.
Hi,
I'm here.
Ross.
I'm here. Ooh, pick
Oh
me,
my
pick me.
gosh. That was so odd. I was like, what is happening here? I think
I,
it was my internet for sure because I have a lot of windows open, so I just closed them all out. Hey, Russ,
yeah.
welcome. This is your first time on my show, right?
It is, and I am blessed and honored. Thank you.
Yeah, that is so crazy because I've been on your show twice. We talk a lot. We were on part of Rattled Awake book, and you're like, wait, I've never been on your show. I'm like, wait, we've never been on my show. What do you mean? Like what?
Please pick me. Yes, thank you. I am so glad to be here. I love what you're all about, CJ, and I get excited and inspired listening to you. And I sent you a LinkedIn message just while I was waiting, saying we've got to talk some more because I like the things you're talking about. I have been a live streamer now for the last couple of years. I produce live streams. I am the producer of the Glitter Practitioner, Doopy Aurora show, and I do all that stuff. And there's so many things that I learn and grow with, and a couple of things you're doing with distribution and with your YouTube page and all that. Yeah, we definitely have to talk. But yeah, I'm just excited. I just love people, and you are high on my list. Thank you.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm always constantly learning. The way I tell my friends, the way I learn is I break things, I take it apart, and I'm like, oh, great. How am I going to put it back? Okay, I can put it back. And I told them that I spent my money mostly on buying software because I like to test them and I like to test the founder's patience apparently too because I tell the owner, "Wait, this does not work. This doesn't work." And they're like, we've been in business for 8 months and no one ever told us that things doesn't work the way you do." And I said, "Because I care." I think that when you are a founder and you start your business, you need to have feedback so you can grow. And if you really truly want to grow, you are going to listen. I'm like, most people pay me to give them feedback. I'm giving it to you for free and I'm paying you. Hello? Like, why wouldn't you want to take that, right? It's
Exactly.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
let's get to know you. Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm always ready.
This is my first question always, right? So think back 20 years ago and find within your timeline some of the significant changes in your life that got you here where you are today.
So 20 years ago. Hmm. Well, I can tell you, um, I was working in the corporate world and developing my skills and business abilities, my networking, connecting abilities, building community, uh, learning and building and growing teams in companies and helping and teaching them and coaching them to become better people. And I was developing all those skills over the last 20 years with just two companies that I was with. And then I transferred all of that into my own business that got me to where I am today. And what I really, I felt like God had really been moving me this direction before COVID hit. And then my beautiful wife encouraged me. I had laid out the groundwork for my business. COVID hit, and I had just learned how to go on Zoom. I had just started, working with my webpage and writing my first book and doing all that stuff. And my wife said, listen, you have a clean slate. The world has basically God has given you all this space. It slowed things down because I'm a crazy fast, run 100 miles an hour like you kind of person. And now you have time to really take a look at stuff, think about things, and is what you were doing what you really want to do for the rest of your life? And the answer was no. I want to do it for myself and in my own way and take those skills I learned 20 plus years ago, since I'm a little older, and be able to transfer those into this business. So it's been a blessing and it's served me well.
Wow, you're not 21? Are you sure?
Yes, I was just yesterday. And yeah, I know. I turned a few years older. Actually, I'm in my last year of the 50s, believe it or not. I'm 59, and that sounds really weird to me. You know what? I applaud and I cherish every year, and age doesn't bother me at all. But I think about that and I think there's no way I could be 59. That just doesn't seem conceivable.
I know. It's just crazy. Like sometimes the only reason why I know I've aged is because when my knee's starting to hurt or my back, and I was like, okay, I'm not 16 anymore. Darn it. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
ugh.
yeah.
Or
Oh,
like
I
I
know.
walk up the stairs and I'm like, wait, I need exercise for sure, you know? And I'm always sticking to the excuse of like, COVID happened, but really it's just an excuse to not move. And it's not really good for you, you know, when you're older
Yeah,
you need to get that machine in your leg working. So thank you so much
absolutely.
for sharing that. But you know, more than anything, first of all, thank you. Michelle is here. Dr. Newbie's like, I'm in the next room. Uh, sister, keep writing. Speaking of writing, we're speaking of books, we are also on the anthology with Nick's anthology, right?
Yes, that is
I'm
awesome. I'm
excited.
glad to be doing it with you guys again.
Yeah, so we have you, we have Dr. Noopy in there, our sister Susanna, Christine, Nick, obviously, myself, Michelle is also on there. I mean, it's gonna be amazing. My letter is to my mom. You know, I always keep saying about being abandoned as a child, and the rattled awake was about that, and she was not happy with that with that letter. She's like, "What do you mean I abandoned you?" I'm like, "Mom, the intent of leaving me was not your intention, but the fact and the outcome is that you left. It's still an abandonment. I'm just saying, you know, like I'm just saying it's still out there. But this letter is to my mom to be grateful because even though we were separated, I still am grateful that she gave birth to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, right?
Right.
So I'm still grateful for that. And also, I want to talk about you and your journey. A lot of people within our circle knows about your cancer journey, um, and I just feel like you are the strongest person I know to be going through this journey, documenting it on LinkedIn, and still showing up not only for others but also for yourself. Like, how do you do that? What kind of mental capacity does Russ have to just keep going?
Well, I tell you, I mean, number one, I have to thank God for that mental capacity and for my, I was created with a really a positive mindset and a great perspective. That's just my personality, which helps a lot. Because we all have to overcome things, but some of us are a little more naturally able to do that than others. It's just the way we're built, And so I have always been one that keeping moving and doing things in spite of what's going on in my circumstances helps me. I am a firm believer that your circumstances do not define you, that you can move beyond anything in your life. I believe that God works all things for the good. That's my belief. And I was talking to actually a good friend, Shri Mahbar, on my show earlier, and Shri was talking about the same thing in her life. And I was thinking about that because we take these troubled times we have, whether they're getting laid off from a job, whether they're suddenly you're told you have cancer. It's kind of a startling revelation. And then what are we going to do with that, right? So you can see behind me, I wrote my first book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Do not be befuddled. Do not be lacking purpose in your life. Live the life you choose, no matter what the circumstances are in your life. That's what it's all about. I had to learn, was I really going to do that? Was I really going to live that? And that was my rattle awake moment. Was I really going to, even though I thought I was doing it, was I really doing it? Right. And so that really helped propel me into sharing my journey, encouraging other people. When you encourage other people, you get encouraged, right? That happens to me when I'm reaching out and encouraging others, they're back encouraging me. So I'm saying this journey that I'm going through with the cancer, it's really lousy. It is. I mean, there's a lot of things where at times when I was in bad shape, but God turned that for the good. And I was able to encourage people and say, you know what, in spite of that, I walked through that. I came out on the other end and I'm blessed to be able to help other people. And through the good news at the end of my year this last year, after two surgeries and two treatments, they got all the cancer. That is a blessing. And yeah, totally praise God for that. But it left me, cancer is a lifelong journey. It left me with things that I will have to deal with probably for the rest of my life. Type 1 diabetes. I'm now a diabetic because of the treatment. Digestive issues that I have to deal with. Hearing and vision issues. I'm going in for eye surgery here in a few weeks. There's a lot of things that have kept happening, but you know what? I can live with that and through that, and I can move beyond that because, as a great philosopher, Nightbird said, actually, she was a young singer on the what's that show? Uh, uh, America's Got Talent. She was actually dying of cancer, and she looked at everybody after she sang and was amazing and said, "I am so much more than my problems." And I love that. That's a theme of life we should all live by. So much more than our problems and our challenges we're going on. We can do so much more and be so much more for everybody else. And that's really my attitude.
Yeah, the songbird. Yeah, that's why when I went through a lot going on in summer, I said I am more than my adversity.
Yeah.
Um, if you really think about life, and it's so weird because when you're young, you don't think about any of those things, right? You're just busy about living. But then, when you hit that golden age, I say that 40s is the new 20s, I feel like. Um, when you hit your 40s and you're going towards your 50s, it's like that 10 years somehow is the most challenging part of your life because you have a lot of self-reflection of what have I done in my lifetime that's not just serving me, but serving others. Because to be
Yeah.
honest, you know, after all that we're dead, we die anyway. Everyone does. After we die, what have we done? What kind of legacy have we left in this earth to be serving others, right? And
Yeah.
not a lot of people do serve others, and that's okay too. And there are those in our circle who wants to leave a legacy serving others. And when the people realize that, like for you, I'm trying to imagine all the things that you're going through, and here you are still on my show. I'm so blessed to have you here. You're still doing other people's show. I see you everywhere, and you're going through that, and people say, okay, Russ is so amazing. Deep inside of you, sometimes I'm sure you want to just like go to bed and sleep for a little bit rather than showing up. It's so tiring and it's exhausting. And and it's not like you have a show and you just show up. You have a lot. What keeps you going? Like, how, that's my next question, is how have your priorities changed when you started to now?
Well, see, I think the blessing for me is my priorities didn't change, and that's why I could be strong through it. Because you're exactly right, CJ. Definitely, there are days I do not want to get up, but I'm a morning person. There's days when I was going through the worst of it that, yeah, you want to crawl up in the fetal position and just make the world go away. Another thing that I got from this journey was I have some really bad vertigo, and it's so bad that it's debilitating. It's like all I can do is close my eyes, go to bed, and hope that I don't throw up for hours on end. And so it's kind of hard to get over that when it's a physical thing, right? I mean, you have no control over that at the moment. You can do as many Epley maneuvers and all the things you want to do, and they're still going to happen through that. At least with my body, it does. And so there's times I do want to crawl up and just run away, but I've learned to keep showing up even when I don't feel like it. And my priorities of God, family, and then moving forward with my life from there is really, and my community has been really what has blessed me and kept me strong, because with those priorities, I am able to get through anything. My family has come around me, my friends have come around me. When I try to encourage everybody else, everybody's coming around me and encouraging me. And that has kept me moving, because I'm just like anybody else. I need some of that, right? We all do. We need to sometimes where we give that little extra nudge to show up. But I can tell you that I think the best example is I had a live stream show that was live. It was not recorded or anything. So I had no options because it was happening in 5 minutes and I was in the bathroom throwing up. And I was going through one of those real bad vertigo times, which means I couldn't really see the computer screen. So as you are right now running your show, I was having to do that as the screen was spinning and as I was feeling like I was going to have to run and throw up. And what I did was I got on, I showed up, I told my guest ahead of time, this is what's going on. If I disappear from the screen and mute myself real quick and put you full screen, please keep the show going because I'm in the bathroom throwing up and I'll be right back. And thank God I didn't, and I got through the show. But it's just a matter of overcoming that. And one other quick thing was I had a trip planned to the Perspectives on Cancer, which is another book I just wrote a chapter for, volume 2, with Tim Sohn and some great friends over in Scranton, Pennsylvania, a month or so back. And what happened was I was having that really bad vertigo before I left, but I thought, no, I'm going to push through it. And as I'm walking down the airport, in the airport, trying to get to my plane, it's the world is still spinning a little, and I was still a little bit on edge, and I had to get on a plane and fly all the way across the country because I live in Oregon. But you know what? God gave me the strength. I kept getting encouragement from people and got there, and everything was great. I think when you show up and you have faith, it's amazing what you can overcome.
I'm getting goosebumps. um, it's just when 2011, when you're told, if you don't do surgery, you're gonna die in 8 months. It's taking me to that moment where life is a fleeting moment. You could literally go right now. There's nothing stopping anyone from dying right now. Yet our mind and our brain is so powerful, and your powerful determination to show up for others, because at that point, it's not even about you anymore. You could just lay down and people will be like, it's okay, Russ. It's okay. Right? You could just lay down and sleep in your couch and no one will ever say anything. But yet you choose to show up for others. And that constant showing up not only leads you to opportunities, right? Because we're talking about marketing, igniting your marketing mojo, not only opens up for opportunities, but also opens up a whole new you, because you did not probably know you were capable of it, and you just keep going until you stop for a moment and said, whoa, I did that. Like sometimes when you talk about it, it's like nonchalant, like, yeah, I did that. And then you stop for a moment, you're like, yeah, I did that. Have you ever had the time when you sit down and reflect on your life's journey, even right now, just through your cancer journey and all the things that are happening that, I mean, diabetes alone is already bad, period. Plus, you add more to it, and you're like, yeah, I did this. Yeah. And some people are like, how can you? That how can you is, if I walk through your journey in your life, I don't know if I would make it. If you walk through my journey in my life, I don't know if you can make it. It's because it's meant for you. And that's really what I wanted to do. It's like unleashing that wisdom that is Russ Hedge. Like, here's my next question, right? Knowing what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently when you were first starting out with your marketing journey?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think looking back, you could always have done certain things better. There's definitely that. I think that And I think because of the journey I had to go through, though, I really wouldn't change anything because I think I was learning and growing and becoming stronger and smarter all the way along. And I still am. Just like I was talking to you, CJ, about some of the things you're doing. I want to continue to learn and grow and be better. When, like you said, you like to break things and rebuild them, I like to really dive in and just start doing things and figure them out and learn how to do stuff. And I really enjoy that. And I think if it would have been perfect all the way along, who knows where I would be? I mean, what would have really happened? Would I've got bored with what was going on because there was not any challenge or not any things to overcome? I don't know. So I think that the answer would be I wouldn't change anything. I could have always have been much better. I mean, because when you start off with anything in your marketing career, I went through this phase where I was really learning and I was smart. I connected to a lot of really smart people and I learned through them and made people think I was a lot smarter than I was because I had them around me. And but then you go through and you get to a point where there was one part of my life I thought, oh yeah, been there, done that. I know how it goes. I've got it all under control, right? That was a really bad place to be. It was because at the time I thought I knew it all. And that was probably, middle age, although I still consider myself upper middle age. But it's probably, when I was in my 30s and 40s, I thought, yeah, been there, done that. I got this covered, and I didn't because everything is constantly changing. So I would say to encourage anybody watching, always need to make sure that you're paying attention, that you're intentionally doing what you're doing. And when mistakes happen and you fail, which we all do at times, you're not a failure, but you may fail at a project or at something you're doing. You're learning and growing from it. And I love the quote by Michael Jordan that said, he talks about how many games he's lost, how many shots he's missed, how many last second buzzer beaters he's missed over the years, how many times he had failed for his objective, but that is what's made him a success because he's taken all that and become better and better and better, and it's driven him to be better. And I think with me, it's that way. It drives me to overcome challenges, to get better at what I'm doing, and to learn more every day, whether it's marketing or whatever part of your business. I think that's so, so important.
Yeah. I think that I have a lot of conversation with my students because they're so afraid to fail in the class. And I said, listen, when you're in class, it's a sandbox. You remember when you were a kid and you were playing, with all kinds of toys and you're in there? Do you ever think when you were a child, oh my God, I'm going to fail playing? You don't really care. You just play how you feel. And if
Right.
you just take that attitude, that you're just going to play and it doesn't matter what the outcome is, you'll be much better mentally. Really, our brain and our mental capacity and our belief in ourselves, to me, makes a huge difference. There's always going to be people that will question your method or methodology and how you do things. And that's okay too, because they don't understand you. Heck, I don't even understand half the things I do. I'm like, why did I do this again? I talk to myself and I'm like, and I have enough sticky in my house. I'm like, I don't understand why I did that. And then I talked to my friends. I'm like, can you guys explain to me why I did that? They're like, CJ, half of the time, I don't even know what you're doing. And I was like, yeah, me too. I just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
And it's that thing. And so we're talking about sales and marketing, and I'm teaching a class right now for entrepreneur. And a lot of people, even when you teach them, they're not listening very carefully. And I think
Right.
listening skills is so important, right?
Yes.
When I'm telling you the formula of how do you get an investor to listen to you, literally I'm giving you the formula, but yet you still failed to listen to that. And then I question it like, okay, well, if you want to grow, how are you growing if you're not listening? So what would be your advice to that?
Well, first of all, love our friend Willie J. Grow with the flow, because you are, yes, I mean, if you are growing with the flow of life, you're going in the right direction. And I would tell anybody who thinks like I did years ago and thinks they have it all together, that you have nothing to learn. You're in a bad spot. I mean, I'll just be honest with you, because we will never reach that. We will never reach that in this life. And we are, none of us are perfect. All of us are going to make mistakes. There's one perfect person, and that was God. And so beyond that, we're all working every day to get better and to do that. And I think when you're really intentional about all that you do and being thoughtful and listening and learning from all that you're going through, it's going to make you so much better. I was thinking when you were talking a while back, everybody, I always say, so my wire purpose in life is to inspire and encourage you to live a purpose-driven life of significance. And I always ask people, you're thinking, what do I mean by that? Well, I want you to be a world changer, a difference maker. I want you to do the amazing things God has created you to do. And you can do that. You have the potential to do that. But we sell ourselves short every day. We say, oh, I can't do that. That's not my skills. But you can. I'm going to give you a quick example. When I was in college, I didn't know any better. I was coaching grade school, elementary kids in football. Me and my buddy, we coached together, and he did the defense, I did the offense. And we didn't know that fourth and fifth graders couldn't know if we signaled plays in from the sideline. We were doing hand signals on plays like I did in high school. I'm doing that with these kids. They're picking it up. I didn't have to be out there in the huddle with them holding their hand. I could signal the plays in. I could run motion on offense where there's complicated things going on offense. The other teams, they're saying, if we can just get them to catch the ball and throw the ball, we'll be so happy. And I'm thinking, why sell them short from the get-go? Why not give them opportunity? On defense, we're running stunts. We're doing all this stuff. To just, obviously, from what I'm telling you, we just blew away every team we played because they had no idea what hit them, because we gave the kids a chance to learn and reach their potential, right? So what are you doing with that chance to learn and your potential? Are you taking it to the next level? Are you pushing it beyond where you think you can go and reaching for that, because you could do so much more than you realize? And I think that is really a key to life. Don't you, CJ?
Oh yeah. I love that. Here's the thing too. When I think about, I don't like to talk about politics and religion, but I learned so much about the Bible and I read it. I have a lot of Bibles in my house. I You know that story about, like, when you're learning and you're growing and looking at things that, in the Bible, when they're talking about an example of the most sinners of all sinners, yet God gave them the opportunity to repent, right? And obviously we are created part of God, right? We're not perfect. He's the only one perfect, but we're created part of him. So in reality, we are all brothers and sisters. Some of us are more broken than others. And when you're talking about inspiring people, we all come from different walks of life, and we have baggages left and right. Some of us are pouring with baggage. But when you're at that low point of your life and someone believes in you, that you are more than your low point of your life, but yet everyone is judging you, you're not good enough, you can't be this because you're just healing in your journey, and you're just not the ideal type to market your own self. But yet we're here teaching people to inspire others, but you're also judging the other person. You're not going to be in my ideal crew or my tribe because you're just way too broken. I feel like we're all broken.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just a matter of giving you the right inspiration, whatever that means to your life, to keep you going. What would be
Right.
your advice to give to someone who is trying to do something about themselves when it comes to marketing, right? Like, let's say you are a coach and you went through this thing called life, and you are trying to inspire because you are inspirational. Quite honestly, I'm inspired by you and your story, and you just keep going. And people like to have that tangible things that they can capture and put on the cup and drink the Kool-Aid and said, I'm going to be Russ today. I'm going to keep going, right? So what would be your advice to give to someone who is trying to market their product or their service, but they're still broken, super broken, but they want people to see them like, hey, by the way, I'm broken, but I'm trying to heal. But while I'm doing that, I'm also trying to inspire the world, right? Because of my
Right.
situation, because we all do. We tell our story so that people and other people who can get inspired will also move up and level up and said, hey, if Russ can do it, I can do it. What would your
right?
advice be?
Well, it's simple. Take the next step. So if you are feeling stuck and broken and having problems, the best thing is to take the next step, to believe in the next step. I love the quote that says, we don't need to see the whole staircase, just the next stair, right? We just need to take one step. I love the book by James Clear, Atomic Habits. And he talks about just 1% better, just doing one little thing. It's every little step, every little change we make through the brokenness, through the circumstances, through everything. And we do that, and it keeps us moving because forward motion creates momentum, and momentum creates success by continuing to do things, continuing to show up. How do you do that? Take the next step. Take the next step. Just keep moving. And, to me, it all starts with, thankfulness and gratitude. And we had a show a couple of years ago, and we're just prepping for our Thanksgiving special coming up on Russ Reels Live next Thursday, 4 p.m. Shameless plug. And so we are doing the hashtag 1000 thanks 2-year anniversary, where we came up with that idea. And I don't know that anybody had ever used that, whether they had or not, it didn't matter. We got it to blow up on social media to remind people to be thankful and to show other people they were thankful for them. And just put that all over your social media, hashtag 1000 thanks. And, by being thankful and giving to others, what it does is it makes you a better person. When you encourage somebody, you get encouraged. When you're thankful, they're thankful back to you. You get so much from your action by giving and doing and taking that next step. So just take the next step. When you think you can't do it, get up, show up, take the next step, and you'll be amazed what a difference that can make. And I'll give you one more quick example, and that is when I was out doing route marketing with a company and I didn't feel it. If you have those days you don't feel it, CJ, you wake up, you don't feel like moving forward, you don't know what's going to happen, right? I just took the next step and got around somebody that was encouraging, that would encourage me to take the next step and the next step. And when you do that, you again create that forward motion and that momentum, and your life will be so much better. And your marketing.
I had to mute myself. It's mutiny in my house with 3 of my
Oh,
dogs. They're going crazy. And I'm yelling over here. I'm like, I hope I did mute myself. I'm screaming. My English bulldogs are going nuts. So I was like, I
uh,
apologize. Um,
no,
that
it's fine. I have a
conversation
cute
that
little
you have,
beagle.
right? That conversation that you have about, embracing, to me, I see it like embracing every challenge as an opportunity for growth.
Yes.
And you'll discover the strength within you to achieve that greatness. That's how
Yeah.
I summarize exactly who you are. It's like you embrace every challenge as an opportunity so you could grow. And
Mhm.
within that journey, you discovered your strength within you. And so you achieve greatness. And everybody has that opportunity. It's just a
Yes.
matter of making sure that you're there. And my sister Susanna would be like, move beyond that box, right? Like, just move beyond the box because we don't
Yeah.
need to be boxed in. And I'm not ready to announce my next issue I have to tackle in. It's a bit personal, but I think I got to do more research on it. And yesterday I was a bit down, like really down. It's one thing to like joke around about it, but it's another when someone tells you you have it. And I'm thinking, Lord help me. There's got to
Yeah.
be there's got to be a lesson within this journey that I'm going to about to embark again. And I always think he's putting me in this situation because he wants me to help others learn about themselves. Even if I help one person, I'm the happiest person alive ever. And I also just want to highlight I made a video of it yesterday. My sister, Christine Norai, okay, she gave me a whole note. Like, who does that? Even my daughter's like, Mom, that is so special because most people just, she could have texted you how thankful she was with your friendship. She didn't have to send you a card. And she even went above and she gave me all pink stickers. Like, if you don't know I love pink, then we're not friends for sure. Like for real. You know I love pink. And so that I'm just thankful for everything that I got. I'm thankful for the time that we have. I'm thankful for everything. But before we end, this is my last question always. If this is your last day today on this earth, today, what would be your parting message to your current and future families in terms of living life, legacy, and impact? And keep in mind, YouTube will be here 100 years from now, Ross.
Well, it's interesting because that question has been put before me with this chapter in the new book, and that also was thrown. My mortality was basically thrown in my face when they told me I had stage 3A cancer or 3C cancer, just on the verge of stage 4 cancer, and it was a serious deal, and so I thought about that. And, the thing is, I always want to live my legacy. I always want to live my example. I want to live my testimony. I want to give thanks to God for the strength and the ability to do that, because He is the one that gives me that strength. And I want to continue to move forward. And if this was my last day today on earth and I was leaving a parting message, I would tell people, keep showing up, keep taking the next step, and remain keep a positive perspective. Just remain positive. That mindset and perspective in your life. It's there's so many things I could say, but if you don't start with the right mindset and perspective, you're going to struggle from the get-go. So keep showing up, take the next step, remain positive, keep that good perspective. And then I would say to them that get around good people. Jim Rohn says we're the average of the 5 people closest to us. And this is good for business too. Boy, everybody in your business, your marketing, your life, whatever, get around good people that know what they're doing. If you want to improve your business, you want to improve your marketing, get around good people like CJ that know what the heck they're doing, that can help you out, right? Get good coaches like Russ Hedge that can coach you through your marketing. I mean, get good people in your life, and it's going to make a big, big difference, because without community, we were built for community. We were built for collaboration, coming together and blessing each other and helping each other. That's when your lowest point comes and you have that community, that family, and that community around you. Amazing, amazing things are possible because you have that support. So that's what I would say.
I love it. When I think about some people that have mental wellness journey, some of them are medicated, some of them are medicated with therapy. The same thing for business. Just because I can do publicity for you doesn't mean you don't need a coach in that journey, right? When you
Exactly.
are marketing is the most expensive budget you will have in your business. And this is how marketing really works, guys, if you guys are listening. Okay. Let's say that you're playing a target, like a little dart, and someone put something in your head and said, okay, now CJ, hit the the center, and you're literally like this, and every time you hit that target, this is your money. $10,000, $5,000, $250. Did I hit it yet? Oh no. Okay, let me see. $500, $1,000. That's how marketing works. You literally will be trying to be publicly out there to be the subject matter expert, but it doesn't have to be that way. If you have a coach like Russ, who's been in sales and marketing forever. Let's not even talk about his life journey. Let's talk about his experiences as a professional. He can coach you on how to get there, right? And then if you need to really be out there and more focused on certain, remember, marketing to me is about finding the right people with the right message that you're trying to send. You can't be selling butter, right, to the people who created butter. They'd be looking at you like, what? What do you mean? You know what I mean? You need to sell
Right.
butter where there is no butter. That's the same thing, right? You
Yeah.
want to actually make sure that this butter is the most whatever since slice of bread. Bread and butter, it looks good. Butter and garlic when you're cooking, it literally, sometimes you have to
Making you
show
hungry.
people, yeah, what the tools are so you can do that. So you can come to me for publicity, but if you don't need, if you need that journey to keep going, to get that momentum growing, and sustainability is a big thing with business, Now you're growing. Now what? You need to sustain that growth so you can slowly grow, right? Growing too fast is also bad for you because you can't keep up with the demand. Yeah, we want all the supply, but the demand is not there. That's why I don't want to grow too fast. Everyone's like, you got to grow here, here. I'm like, whoa, slow down. You got to be on all over social media. Whoa, I'm a one person. I can do 3 social media. That's the max I can do. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
stop telling people what works for you because everything about business and marketing is customizable, right? You have to really customize what is good for your business. Just because it
Right.
works for Russ and I doesn't mean it's going to work for you either. Okay. That's when you really need to sit down with us and talk to us and how we can help you because your message could be sent to the wrong people. Have you ever text someone and you're like, oh, that's not meant for you? That's exactly what marketing is. You're sending this text message to the wrong people. So no one's buying. You're like, I spent $100,000 or $10,000. Well, and I never got a customer. Where did you send that message? You know what I mean? Like, did it go to the zoo over here or did it go to the market? Like, you literally have to make sure you have the right professional who helps you along the way.
Right.
Russ, end us from here and tell us anything that you would like to tell our listeners. We have a lot of team replay as well. And I have
Yeah.
about 7,000 subscribers in YouTube that's watching this live as well.
Well, I just want to tell all of you that I am so thankful for you all watching, number one, and I love to connect and build community. So if you want to connect with me, go to russhedge.com, and I would love to set up a Zoom with you. There's a simple link on there, russhedge.com/contact. It'll be right on the page, russhedge.com. Easy to get in touch with me, and I would love to encourage you. It doesn't cost anything for you to connect with me. It doesn't cost anything for me to encourage you. It doesn't cost anything for me to give you a few pointers on your marketing and business and move you in the right direction. And then we could talk about more from there. But it all starts with people. And I'm always looking for people like CJ to level up my business and my marketing and make it better. And so if you're one of those people and we are not connected, absolutely connect with me today. And I'll even put it in the comments here. russhedge.com/contact will take you directly there. And yeah, I just appreciate you, CJ, so much. What a blessing to be on your show. And it's just, it's an honor to be friends with you and to be able to share a positive message with people.
Thank you. Yeah, no worries. I'm actually putting all of your information on the description of our YouTube channel as well. So you guys can get him on LinkedIn and his website, on his email address, whatever that you need. But here's the thing,
Woohoo!
when people think about sales and marketing, they're so afraid it's all about money, right? It's all
Right.
about like, I can't afford you. I'm a founder. I just started my business. Listen, a conversation doesn't cost you anything, but you have to be willing to put all of the money thing aside and just have a conversation with people. We're the type of people that will not, when you sneeze, we're like, that's $100. You look at the wrong way, that's $50. We're not that type of people. We're going to help you because our mission is beyond that. We're trying to inspire people. We're trying
Right.
to also get you where you show up for yourself. Therefore, you're going to have an opportunity to do something. And a combination of me and Russ, you're golden. That's for sure. That's what I want to say, right? You are
Yes, we can
golden.
start
So,
tag teaming and tag team coaching. There you go. Yeah, no, I agree. I
right?
just want to say to
Seriously.
you, thank you. And I point everybody right back to you as well, because CJ, you're amazing. And I just appreciate all you're about. And, somebody apologized to me for using a friend of mine the other day that's really good at what they do. And I said, don't apologize. I said, I would be using who you're using too. So, it's a good choice. Some people I'm good for some people. You're great for some people. It's just, we all work together. And that's, I think, what makes it a blessed collaboration, this life.
Yeah, collaboration over competition. And we're not for
Yep.
everybody either. We're only going to attract
No.
people who wants to be in our circle. Guys, russhedge.com right there. And here's one, russhedge.com/contact. And so we appreciate you. And our sister Michelle, she's in South Africa. I don't even know what time it is in there. It's afternoon or midnight or anything. And I know my brother Yassine from Afghanistan is always here every week. And I thank you so much. You're always on YouTube. Thank you. Such a great show. So much uplifting and inspiring messages shared, right? Russ is amazing. Like just the journey itself and a person, period. You're an amazing connection, Russ. Thank you so much for your time today. I so appreciate you.
Thanks. Ditto, CJ. Thanks so much for having me on.
All right. Wait for me in the back room and I will be right there.
Okay.
Wow. Like for real. We have Russ Hedge today. We've been blessed with his presence. Every single people that are on my show or who are on my show are a blessing to me because they inject not only inspiration to me, but that energy that I need sometimes when I'm going through my own little up and down on life. But I wanted to read this to my dear sister, Nupi. I know you can hear me. We had a little conversation about her book in this anthology. Michelle's also on that anthology. And she said, and I'm like, I want to read it to you guys so you can look forward in what she's about to write. And she said, my legacy is actually all about following your heart, your soul, and your purpose. Coming into alignment with self is truly how to do that. Having the courage when it's needed to stand true to yourself is all about her. Think about that for a moment. Okay, I read that too fast. Following your heart and your soul and your purpose. How many of us are living right now just because we're living and we're breathing? Doesn't mean we're following what we want. And sometimes following our heart is so difficult because there's people out there that's might not be within your heart anymore, but it's part of they're part of your life. And it's not like it's trash or you can just get rid of it. They're part of your life and uprooting that is difficult. But wow, what an inspiring legacy. I cannot wait to read the rest of your chapter, Dr. Newbie. Keep working, sister. Keep working. And I love you so much, guys. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget, tomorrow we are going to be on YouTube, but we're also going to be on TV all over the place. And so hopefully you guys can join us. Tomorrow is all about from strife to thriving after, like, can you really love after, trauma? Domestic violence is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And it doesn't have to be domestic violence for you guys to come. It could be any trauma in your life. But as usual, I will see you tomorrow. Bid adieu. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching another episode of Level Up Academy today, brought to you by your none other host, Dr. Leyland. Please do not forget to hit subscribe or push that notification bell so anything that we have an activity on at Level Up Academy, you will be the first one to know. If you would like to be a guest in our podcast, both on the MP3, audio only, and also here on live in our YouTube channel, please let me know. DM me. Let's connect. Have a